everything is still kind of like ruined a little bit. Oh, I do love it when Genshin does this. Like after a world event occurs, the landscape is permanently changed. I do enjoy that.
Navia! Oh, it's you. What brings you all here?
Hey, we're just having a look around.
I'm here to update myself on how things are going here. Oh, the Fatui are here too. Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garunt Snežević. He represented the Knave in sending us a large amount of supplies, and is helping with our work. Our residents are hard at work as well. Thanks to everyone, work is progressing nicely. We've lost a lot of people, but we're moving forward. That will have to be enough.
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of yours. I especially like that article
Fontaine's Stray
about Fontaine's Stray
Cats! That's fun.
But if you don't mind, could you not emphasize our role too much in your report? It's not charity we're doing here. We just happen to share the same interests as the Spina.
I get where you're coming from. I'll keep it as simple as possible. Or would you be willing to feature as friendly neighbors?
Friendly neighbors.
That would be fine. Thanks.
Oh, you're back too. How are things?
We finished laying down the construction materials. It'll be another hour before the workers are able to go over there.
Huh? You're here too, Clarant?
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole duel business with Miss Farina. So she's here in Poisson to wait out the heat. All right. She really came here to help me out.
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson. The Spina has need of more decision-makers. And, well, I do already happen to be connected to Mr. Callis.
Oh, wait just a moment. Do you mind me asking a few questions? You know, about how you felt before the duel, about what it was like facing down a god. There's lots of exciting material there, I bet.
Yeah, I'd bet.
Forget it. I'm sure you can find a...
I see you're the same as always. Couldn't you do me a favor?
Charlotte's like, please, just one interview, just one.
Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake, you might as well just take a few more photos of me. Or of the Traveler. It's better than wasting time persuading Chloe. Of course I will. I'm not gonna let her off that easy. All right, then everyone who wants to be in the photo, gather up. And smile.
Ow. Oh, cute.
Not bad. Your addition really helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more shots.
Nice.
All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the essence when it comes to the news, and freshness is the key. Also, not to brag, but I'm pretty good at building connections. Who knows? I might eventually get that in. Wow, you really do have that never say die spirit.
The
I'll hazard a guess
daredevil.
that this is how you got that interview at the Fortress of Maripede.
Whoa, you're well informed. Let me make a guess too. I asked Sijuin, who told Monsieur Nervillet.
That's a very complete information chain.
In truth, all Monsieur Neuvillette asked me was, when did the fortress become so friendly towards the media? I told him that it was too soon. There's no guarantee that Ridesley will make a...
You're right. I've got to treasure every moment I have with them. In which... Stay safe now. And tell me if you hear anything interesting. I'll treat you to afternoon tea in exchange.
How fun. Go to the Fortress of Maripede. Yes, yes, yes. I will be doing so. Oh, okay. Get me in there. Sorry, I'm just thinking right now about how I find it interesting that there's just 2 waypoints in the Fortress of Maripede, and you just gotta remember that the bottom one leads you to the main area, and then the top one leads you really far down into the production area. Really far up? Really far down, I think. No, really far up. What's yeah? No, it's down. Anyways. My brain was just getting all
Guess we're here again,
caught
huh?
up in
There's a real
how to
nostalgic
indicate
feeling to this place.
what waypoints go where. But anyways,
Looks like you've been missing us.
we have been, Risley!
Did you come all the way to the entrance to greet us?
Oh my gosh, this guy came all the way to the entrance to greet
Of course.
us?
I'm here to welcome you and our dear Miss Charlotte, whom our good head nurse recommended to me.
It's an honor to finally meet the much-rumored Duke. Thank you for consenting to my visit to the fortress, sir.
No need to thank me. But that said, I shouldn't be the focus of your interview. I trust you recall our agreement?
Not the focus?
Of
Okay.
course, of course.
All right then, this way.
Everyone's so uncomfortable, and she's just like, let me take your photos.
Hey, no need to be so nervous. I've already taken all the photos we need. Miss Charlotte, do these pictures really need to be published?
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her face to appear beside that of Mr. Jurier.
Oh, that's why. Okay,
Sir,
okay.
please don't say things like that.
But it looks like dear Mr. Jurier denies it. Might this interview be very important to you then?
No, I just... This is my first time being interviewed, and I'm very thankful to the Steambird for...
The way that he's like, no.
Now, I might not look it, but I actually did meet Mr. Edwin once. And I'll be honest, I enjoyed chatting with you more.
Eh?
You've definitely got more of that genius vibe going on.
Eh?
The boat that brought about a miracle. The ark that saved the people.
This is the
Well,
second
you
time we've gotten
recreated it.
someone trying to
Still,
join the
if I might
world
ask,
during a
Where's
stream.
that flying ship now?
Ah, must just be coincidence. I guess I was thinking like, oh, could it be someone I know? Could it be a friend? But no, it's just a rando.
I have to apologize, but that ship is presently in the bowels of our factory.
Really? Well, then in that case, could I have an interview with you to make up for that long...
Can we explore that ship?
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or perhaps you'd like to take another photo of this...
Did you really have to use the word couple? Well, then 2 solo photos will do.
Yeah, those two hate each other. Don't get the wrong
help me
idea,
have a
okay?
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. Oh, seems like everyone's here. Would any of you like to try this new drink I came?
Ah, Siegewin.
Beijing.
Hey, Miss Charlotte. Sure. Come on, Miss Siegewin. Over this way. Let's find a
Sure. Do I have to smile? So, how have things been at the front?
Same old, as you can see. Fontaine's undergone some changes, but this place is still more or less the same.
Other than that flying ship, it got a tad too much attention, I think.
That's why I decided to let the interview go through. We should direct more public opinions toward the behind-the-scenes heroes. Am I right, Mr. Jurier? Miss Lorvine?
You're too kind, sir. I believe that you too should have your day in the sun. Not that you would...
I'll just leave. I see. Lots of things happened that day, huh? Anyway, regarding that Harbinger, I'm not sure you remember, but his 3 young followers are still waiting for his return.
He sure did win them over, huh?
I'll tell them that there's good news and bad news. The good being that their boss seems fine, and the bad being that they must face extended sentences for abetting his escape.
No!
Oh, actually, what about you? Are things gonna change for you too?
What change can there be?
Wait, Child is back?
Fortress
Child
will
is
keep chugging
fine?
along, and so will my duties. As to what Miss Farina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be transformed, we'll leave those to the folks in the overworld.
Hey, everyone. The photo
So
shoot's
Farina
done.
officially is no longer doing Archon business, no longer being part of the opera house. Okay. She's
In
retired.
that case, let's call it a day here.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, traveler, let's go. Till next time, everyone.
There'll be a next time?
Maybe. Who knows? I might write a story about the
Risley's like,
underwater
no,
factory next time.
please.
Until then. All right. Last stop, the docks.
Wait, I want to talk to Risley real fast. Risley! Oh, Siegeween too.
Oh, you know, I'd love to see you in one of Charlotte's photo shoots one day.
Is that really necessary? Our line of work doesn't really require much photographing.
It's precisely because we don't need the picture that they'll have value as keepsakes. You don't really look all that opposed to the idea, you know.
Yeah, I wonder why he's protesting.
Maybe I'm just happy that I managed to once again avoid the spotlight. I think this interview went well either way.
Yes, you successfully kept prying eyes away by using Mr. Jurier and Miss Lorvine as shields. Very good.
You should be happy for them. They have a bright future ahead of them.
Is it the same dialogue if I talk to Risley? It is.
Is that
Alright,
really
alright,
necessary?
alright.
It's precisely
Maybe I'm just happy.
Same thing, same thing, same thing.
You should be happy for them.
Kai, Hanji Buzzy else. Is there any way for us to find Child? Wait, I want to see what these two are thinking about.
Here are the interview notes. They mentioned that the flying ship may have many. Seriously, how would I know anything about that? Flight is just flight. Whether people want to use a flying ship to broadcast good news or organize
These
weddings is
guys
none of my beeswax.
love to complain.
A wedding?
A wedding?
Uh,
Oh my
why
gosh.
are you looking
Oh.
at me like that?
So the flying ship can be used for weddings?
Oh my
I
gosh.
didn't say that. That journalist mentioned it, and what does that have to do with us anyway?
Yeah, what does it have to do with us?
What does that have to do with us?
Yeah. Oh, these guys. Let's see.
Once
Oh, this is
there
just
was a
a.
glorious
I see
kingdom
that
established.
we've refreshed BP. BP has been refreshed. I need to do this real fast. Alright. Okay, to the next location. Ah, I guess we really are wrapping things up. Downstairs? No worries, I got a shortcut. Oh, the music. Ba-da-da.
I didn't see them! They really are here! How did you know?
Navia mentioned that she stayed in touch with Linny and the others after working together. Apparently, they've been at the docks distributing these strange pockets the whole.
Traveler, Paimon. Ah, and Miss Charlotte, too.
Would you like a magic pocket?
What sort of gadget is it?
It's a wondrous bag that can be used to carry many things. The water level has returned to normal, but if you see any of your things floating around, you can use this to carry them. Or you could trick a friend into doing it for you.
Hehe.
Trick a friend? I wonder which of my friends would fall for that.
What the? Charlotte? Oh, a Paimon-shaped friend, maybe?
You could just make a friend like Fremine here. Isn't that right, Fremine?
Is this what you meant by, I'll help you make some more friends?
To be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Could I have your contact, please?
Sure. Please, write down my address.
You sure are working hard to help Fremine socialize.
He was the one who proposed doing this. He even wants to assist in our magic shows.
Sounds like it would suit
Yes,
him.
I was planning to first introduce Pear as an assistant, and later Fremine himself. In the future, I think we can leave underwater escape magic to him too.
And that said, would anyone want to see a diver escape underwater?
Why not?
Oh, it'll work out. Every journey begins with the first step. He'll become a part of our show eventually.
Lynette, could you come over? Miss Charlotte says she wants to take a picture of us.
Got it.
Oh, hey.
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. She got rid of everyone the moment she realized I had something to say to you.
We've been
So,
doing
How
alright.
have things been, Travel? Father says that you did a great deal during the latest events. She's very grateful for your contributions to Fontaine.
Wow, Lenny's eyes are really cool. I'm realizing that it's like purple, but the highlight part is like a very light lavender. Oh, how cool.
So, what's she doing now?
Oh, I guess you haven't heard. Well, after Lady Farina left, Father and Monsieur Neuvillette opened negotiations, during which he gave Fontaine's gnosis to her as a diplomatic gift.
What? But there's no power in the Gnosis anymore. All the power has been transferred back to Neuvillette. So is it just like a souvenir, an empty shell?
A diplomatic gift? A gnosis?
Yes, I was quite surprised at first myself. But when I thought it over, there were actually a number of things going for it. It could have been done as an apology for the incident with Lord Child, or as thanks for his help in tying the all-devouring narwhal down. Furthermore, Father did also lend significant aid to Fontaine and Poisson.
That's true, but this is a gnosis we're talking about. Doesn't this seem a bit irresponsible?
It has no
I would
power in
agree,
it? Or maybe it
but I've
does
also
still?
heard
I'm
that
confused.
it seems that Monsieur Neuvillette has had a significant change of heart regarding the matter.
So there's some reason for this that only Neuvillette knows about?
I suspect you'll have to ask him about that yourself. Ah, yes, speaking of which, I did see him strolling around the entrance to the Fortress of Meripede a while.
Isn't he real busy and stuff? Paimon didn't think he'd... But back to the topic. The gnosis was given to the knave, right?
What about Child?
They say that he's returned to Snezhnaya to recover from his wounds. I hear that the recent disaster really did a number on his
No, Child! I can now call him one of my war buddies, I guess so.
Think about it, we've had loads of run-ins with the Fatui. To think we'd be...
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
Oh, Arlecchino.
Father.
Well, well, what do you know? Come to the docks to see how my children are doing and meet the traveler by chance. Please do not pay my accomplishments in Fontaine too much mind. I would have done them regardless.
Was she listening this whole time and pretending, like, and just not showing her face until just now? Or does she announce this just out of the blue? Like, I don't know if you guys were talking about me, but don't pay mind to my accomplishments in Fontaine.
Take the gnosis back to Snezhnaya?
That is our duty as harbingers, yes. Don't be too preoccupied with sides. The goal of the Fatui concerns not a single place or person, but the entire world. With such a grand goal in mind, it is inevitable that we must wear many masks. Switching my masks is something I've always done.
Will you keep to your position?
Well, that depends on many things. No one truly knows what the future holds. What good is... As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be achieved alone, and you've proved yourselves to be great partners.
I'm kind of surprised that we didn't get Arlecchino. We didn't get to see much of Arlecchino. I mean, Arlecchino was part of the storyline, but she was very much a supporting character. Like, she was just helping behind the scenes. She didn't really take center stage. I was, intrigued by that a little bit. Will we see her more in the next region?
A vision? I'll remember to return it. Thank you for keeping it safe for him this entire time.
We cut to a scene where she crushes the vision underneath her feet because she hates Child.
Huh? You're...
Greetings, Miss Journalist.
Hello. If I'm not mistaken, there are diplomatic channels I'll need to report to take a photo of you.
That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. However, feel free to write as much as you'd like about our dear magicians and our upcoming rookie talent.
Is it just me, or does the knave sound distinctly like less pleased to see Charlotte? Like her whole vibe has changed. She's like,
I will.
Charlotte's so scared.
The sea breeze is quite pleasant. I shall continue my walk while the weather remains so agreeable. Farewell.
Farewell, Father.
Oh, she has such an amazing presence. I didn't even dare to take a picture. Thankfully, I've already wrapped up all my pre-scheduled interviews. Thank you all. This'll be more than enough for me to write about, I'm sure.
Don't be too nervous. Why don't you take a magic pocket before you go? Here, Traveler, Paimon.
I'll take one.
You take one too.
To move things about?
This is a bag of infinite holding. Well, maybe
That's
not
right.
infinite holding.
Funny. I was giving out magic pockets when we first met
Just a
too.
bag of holding.
And what do you know? I'm doing the exact same thing right now. So many things have happened, but the pockets are still the pockets. I guess this must be life. We will all follow our own paths, and serendipity will lead you to your fated friends. All right then. We'll be
What a
handing out
romantic.
pockets in some other districts later, so we'll get going now.
People who
Have a
believe
good
in
day, you
fated
two.
friends. That's a very romantic ideal, I suppose.
Well, guess we sent Charlotte off. Shall we go see how Nouvelle
Yes! Nouvellette!
is? Is he not so busy that...
Please, say no more. Say no more. Yeah, I find the idea of fated friends to be very like idealistic and like romantic. Is that the term for it? I don't mean romantic in the typical sense. I mean romantic as in like
Quit following me.
maybe believing in like romantic ideals. Does that make sense? But yeah. Interesting. Lenny does seem to be a bit of a dreamer, I suppose. Alright, wait, is he not? No? No? Sorry, Nouvellette was maybe behind the building, not inside the building. Wait, is Nouvellette still the Eudex and still, like, judges people's crimes?
Too slow.
I mean, oh, please. Ooh, the camera change really messed me up. Oh, Nouvellette, do you still judge the people? I mean, I guess he has to. He probably feels responsible about it. He's the best at what he does.
Are here, Nouvellette? Paimon didn't think you were going to have free time this hour of the day.
Really? Oh, I suppose you must have met Mr. Linney. He took the time to greet me earlier when he passed this way. In any case, you came at a good time. I was just considering reaching out to you to set up a meeting, so I may explain some things that I haven't had the time to before.
Aw, Paimon's glad that you remembered. Thank you for keeping... Alright, let's have it then. How was Fontaine actually saved? The whole business is still quite the mystery to
Oh, they don't know!
It is strange how words can often leave a bitter taste in the mouth when it finally comes time to say them out loud.
Okay, he tells us.
Whoa. So that's what happened?
Yeah, we only saw Farina's part.
Focalor destroyed the divine throne of the Hydro Archon and restored your power to you, transforming you into a fully fledged elemental dragon sovereign. But Paimon still doesn't quite get what you did to save the Fontanians.
Yeah, how did they not dissolve?
For me, the authority of the ancient dragons refers to absolute control over the hydro element.
Authority of the ancient dragons.
Fontanians were incomplete humans born of Egeria's use of the power of the primordial sea, with constitutions similar to that of mimics. But so long as those primordial energies remain within them, I could use the ancient dragon's authority to grant them true blood, after the fashion in which life was first brought into being on this planet.
Neuvillette seems extremely powerful, granting them true blood. Oh my goodness.
In other words, when
he's
I
so
gave my
beefed
verdict,
up.
Fontanians became true humans, and thus would naturally no longer be dissolved by water.
So
from
they're
the
not
primordial sea.
oceanids anymore.
Focalor must have counted on you to make that decision as well. Your verdict was the key to making the prophecy appear to
Fontanians
come
were
true,
finally
while
truly
saving
born.
everyone. Yeah, and in a manner of speaking, Focalor finally managed to fulfill the original Hydro Archon's wish to turn Oceanids into real people too.
That's true. Oh, that is nice.
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to
Yeah,
ask.
I have to ask
away.
1,000
I
things.
will tell you the truth as I know it.
About the initial verdict that was passed on Child.
I have investigated his case along many avenues, and I have learned that he once fell into an unknown chasm when he was young. There, by chance, he awakened the all-devouring narwhal. But whether it be by sentiment or reason, that should not have been enough to consider him the root cause of the disaster. At most, he would have had tangential liability. As for the judgment passed by the oratrice during the trial, whether it was due to that liability by association or Focalor deliberately using him to buy time for us on the assumption that he would be able to hold the creature off, I cannot say.
Oh, Focalor.
Guess Focalor had Fontanians in mind the whole time. In the end, it was thanks to her that they finally became real humans. Hang on a second. Paimon suddenly got another question. Back when Fontanians hadn't yet become real humans, were the children they had also transformed Oceanids?
Life has always flowed like water. Do you recall how Fontanians would often come to the Fountain of Lucine to pray for children?
Yeah, Lynette said the fountain is where all the waters...
In truth, even those couples did not know that such prayers were no mere custom, but instead a form of ritual.
A form of ritual?
Those Oceanids who were blessed within the spring water would later descend as new humans in the coming months.
Wait, so Oceanids that were blessed in the spring waters would then incarnate into humans? Okay, interesting.
Paimon sorta gets it now.
Like Oshinoko?
Seems like this ritual won't be of any further use, but it'll probably live on as a local custom.
Interesting.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Fascinating. Oceanids were being Oshinoko'd into babies for thousands of years? Did I get this right? Sorry, hundreds. Malfontaine's future.
About that. Risley said Farina has already left. What's that all about?
She's
Yes,
gonzo.
Farina. The people are only aware that her death sentence has not been carried out. She abdicated the post of Hydro Archon and left affairs related to that title to me, before leaving the Opera House.
Oh, I hope her reputation is okay.
I related Focalor's words to her faithfully and completely. After hearing them, she seemed neither saddened nor comforted.
Yeah, I can only imagine. She's probably very, very, yeah, she's probably has a lot of mixed feelings. Oh, there's a car zooming by. Yeah, probably lots of mixed feelings. Oy.
She simply said that she was tired and needed to rest.
No, Farina.
Having said that, she then packed her things and moved out of the Opera House, not unlike how an ordinary person might.
Oh, Farina. She needs support. right now. She's probably super lonely. She probably doesn't know what to do. This is such a huge change to her life.
Place to stay, right?
You need not worry. I will make arrangements to ensure that she will not want for food, clothing, board, or travel.
Ah, man, we gotta help her out more. If Farina was a real person in real life, this is like the prime moment to fall into depression. You know what I'm saying? This is like the perfect scenario for depression. Unstable work, unstable like you don't know what you're doing in life. You have no purpose anymore in life. You're trying to rediscover yourself. You have no friends because you're lonely.
In truth, I am somewhat happy for her. The wear and tear on her spirit will, of course, take time to heal. But now that she no longer has to play the role of Focalor the Hydro Archon, she can finally lay down her burdens and lead a normal life.
That is nice, though. It's good that she can finally not worry about all of that anymore.
What about you then? What are your plans now that you've regained your full powers as the Hydro Dragon?
After Focalor passed on, the Oratrice also ceased to function.
The Oratory ceased to function.
This matter will directly affect our trials. After much careful consideration, I've decided to take over its role in our courts. From now on, I shall hear cases and pass verdicts by myself.
That sounds good, Nuvlet.
Looks like you're still considering stuff from the perspective of the Udex, huh?
As an elemental dragon, there are indeed many things that I must do. But this power and this duty, in a manner of speaking, you could say that both were granted to me.
You can take a break, you know, right? I feel like you have even more responsibility now. Would you like a break? This is really rough. Hey, I feel like Nuvlet in a weird way is getting a bit of the short end of the stick here.
As such, before I attend to my other responsibilities, I must first and foremost continue to serve Fontaine as its highest judge. The duty of the Hydro Sovereign and the duty of the Udex shall coexist within my person. Additionally, the Hydro Archon's departure has brought about another problem, which is that the Opera House shall no longer produce indemnitium.
That's true. That power was derived from the people's faith in the Hydro Archon was... Wait, but the various mechs and machines in the city are all still okay. Where are they getting their energy from?
As I am now, I have full command over New Musia, and it can serve as a complete substitute. Another reason why I cannot quite leave Fontaine immediately.
Oh, but he does want to, right? He wants to go and retire, relax.
This ancient dragon's authority stuff is really quite useful, huh?
Ask away.
Right, because wasn't like he's serving in the court, but didn't he mention at one point that like he misses the sea that he came from? It'd be nice to go for vacation every now and then, right? Anyways, Fontaine's future, Fontaine's Gnosis.
Oh, that's right! They say you've given it to the knave as a diplomatic gift or something!
Leaving aside their intentionality, the two Fatui Harbingers have indeed done much for us during this crisis. Their sole remaining goal in Fontaine, at least at this point, would seem to be the Gnosis. The Oratrice has ceased to function. The Hydro Archon's divine throne is now no more, and I do not need the Gnosis's power.
Interesting.
As such, it has lost all meaning for Fontaine.
That makes sense.
If the Fatui have impure designs, then we might as well accede to their request now, and avoid unnecessary conflict.
That's true, we don't know what they're up to. And if we had... If they were like, no, we're keeping the Gnosis, then I'm sure Arlecchino would cook up, like, a dangerous plot to get the Gnosis.
What complicated considerations! Paimon thought you were just giving it to them out of gratitude to the knave and as an
Oh,
apology
Paimon.
to child.
Oh, Paimon.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
About the next stop on my
You
journey.
will soon be heading to Natlan, I presume. I'm afraid that I have little talent as a travel guide, so all I can do is tell you what I know about that land. As far as I'm aware, Natlan can be said to be a nation of dragons.
Okay, but they're not the same kind of dragons as you, right, Nuvlet? You're like a big dragon. These are small dragons?
A nation of dragons? You mean like you?
No, I suspect that I would not find myself welcome there.
What?
Unlike ancient dragons such as myself, the dragons of Natlan have undergone long years of development and evolution. Large numbers of them have entered a form of coexistence with humanity.
Wait, that's so cool! Oh my gosh. Wait, Hoyo is serving us all the cool dragon characters! All the cool dragon characters! Oh, I'm excited. I hope we get some like cool dragon characters.
Natlan is also the nation of war. War ravages those lands like an undying flame.
Oh, that sucks. No, wait.
There is one other piece of information I got incidentally from my negotiations with the Knave that I believe may be useful to you. The Harbinger known as the Captain has thrown his hat into the endless ring of war.
Captain? Oh, I'm so excited. Please, Captain.
Sounds like a real tough customer. Seriously, everywhere you look, there's a Fatui Harbinger doing their thing.
I suggest that you fully prepare yourself before going to Natlan. In the meantime, Fontaine's doors will always be open to you. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
We have no more questions. No.
Hang on a sec. Paimon's still got a question about the Gnosis. When we spoke to Linny earlier, he mentioned that your attitude towards giving away the Gnosis had clearly changed. We guessed that there might be some reason for it that only you were aware of.
No wonder the House of the Hearth is the Fatui's intelligence division. They are certainly sharp. So regarding this specific issue, I was just getting ready to share something with you.
Okay.
What is it?
In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the surface.
Oh shoot,
went
more
something like
Skirk
this.
info? Okay.
Well, we're going to head topside to see what's going on. You hurry over. Whoa!
What next?
The all-devouring narwhal isn't here, so I'm no longer getting any interference.
Interference? Oh shoot. You mean like the narwhal was gonna snitch on what they're saying? Oh?
I can finally catch the scent of your power. What it's made
Oh,
of.
never mind. She's
It is the
smelling his
authority of the
power.
planet's primordial dragons, but with something very similar to a god's curse mixed in. It's quite a novel blend. I'm sure I've encountered something like this before. What was it again?
What? Someone else has also gone through what Nuvolit's gone through, which is like powers restored to a dragon?
I do not know what you speak of.
Yeah. Clear it up, please. More info?
Of course. How could I forget? You should have the remains of the third descender on your person, yes?
Third descender. Heavenly Principles? Third Descender? Is that... the lore... I'm getting a little bit... I don't know the lore intimately enough. Who's the Third Descender again?
Remains? I've never heard of any such thing.
Huh. According to your parlance, I believe it may be called a gnosis.
Oh.
That much is true. After Focalor's divinity faded, she handed her gnosis to me. But I fear I have never heard of it described in the manner that you just did.
I've been training with my master, the Foul, ever since I was young, and I have never returned to the surface since. So most of the information I possess, I got from him. It is only natural for those who are greater than humanity to possess a different sort of common sense, which is why there are so many problems in our attempts to communicate with humans.
You're weird, Skirk. You're like... You're like a person who grew up... No, this is maybe weird. But no, also, it's like they've been so sheltered and brought up away from other people, but at the same time they've been taught that they're better than other people. Like, this kind of reminds me of like people that were in cults. Like, they're like, oh, like, we're better than them and we can't communicate with them. At the same time, I've been forcibly
get rid of
isolated my whole life.
To prevent any disasters from befalling you.
Objects of misfortune.
To live in itself is a blessing. But once a person dies, the bonds he once had with this world shall all turn to curses.
What do you mean by that?
No need to fret. These are just my personal thoughts. And my reason for no longer wishing to return to the surface.
Skirk. Skirk. I know this is how you probably talk to your master. We need you to. Can you maybe try to communicate in a way that like people on the surface could understand?
Who are they? And when did they die?
Master never mentioned them to me. Perhaps it just wasn't that important for me to know. If you're interested, though, I could ask him. I'll be sure to pass the answer on to you next time.
Next time? You believe we will meet again?
I do. Wait. I have a disciple of my own, don't I? He can be the messenger then.
That's what she told me. Whether it would prove useful or not, I wanted to pass that information on to you.
The remains of the third descender? So that's what the Gnosis actually are. Paimon just thought they looked like chess pieces. How could they be a person's remains?
All the same, assuming that there was no misunderstanding or special metaphor at play, that is what she meant to say.
And she said that it would bring misfortune and that you should check it, which is why you gave it to the Fatui.
If she speaks the truth, then I would simply be putting Fontaine at unnecessary
That's such a
risk
good point you've led. Very smart move then. We're the fourth descender? For me, this information means two things, does it? What? One, the Gnosis are related to descenders, and two, that the one who came before me has already died.
I guess that you might already be familiar with this concept, but I did not expect you to be one of them. That means that the Gnosis, which are exceedingly element compatible and can even enhance elemental abilities, do indeed come from the third descender. I wonder, does your body also possess similar properties?
Like being able to use elemental powers without a vision. That does sort of count as special compatibility, right? No, let's not think about this stuff right now. It just feels creepy. Comparing the Traveler to the dead third descender.
I won't die so easily.
You say, but this topic still feels like bad luck. Once Child recovers, let's get some more answers out of him.
I too believe it unwise to make too many blind guesses when information is lacking. The same is true of being at court.
Alright. Whatever the case, it seems like the crisis here in Fontaine's over for now.
Yes. All of Focalor's efforts were for this moment as well.
But she sacrificed herself in the end as a god, and she suffered through all those years as a human. Was that really what she wanted?
Oh, wait, there's a Oculus up there. Oh, so high up.
I suppose that would be the mystery of a god's will. I suspect not. But once in a while, I too would guess that if wishes were like the clouds in the sky, they will one day return to the earth as raindrops. Life flows like water, and rain is the final answer. The water levels may sometimes tilt one way or another, but the rain falls fairly upon all. And what ultimately is the difference between the rains that fall upon all of us?
We completed it. We did it. We did it. Is there more? Is there a Act 6? No, there isn't. Oh. Wait, that was Act... That was end of... So did we only have one act for this bit? A really, really long act? Hold on. I wasn't looking at the Roman numerals carefully enough. Missions... Domains? Trounce domain? Yay! We can quick challenge lock Trounce domains. This is good. This is good. Okay, so this is Aztaha, I think. Which I don't particularly care about. But this is the one I need to do at some point. This is the one. I haven't unlocked this. But I need these. I need these for New Vlet and etc, etc. But anyways, wow, we finished the main story! Oh my goodness, we did it. We did it! Wow! Okay. Well, it's been about an hour. Can't believe finishing up the last bit was still like an hour's worth of time. Wait, New Vlet, do you have anything else to say to us?
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know
No
it.
more questions.
I suggest that you fully prepare yourself before going to Natlan.
Oh, Duvlet! I wish to see more of you. Oh. Okay, well, that's fine. I think that'll be it for now. Tonight we will do Farina's quest. And yeah, I think that's it for now. We won't do Farina's quest now, we'll do it later tonight. Yeah, see you guys then. See you guys then, see you guys then, see you guys. Wow. Wait, actually, what are my thoughts on the whole story? I think I enjoyed... Yeah, what are my thoughts on the whole story? Maybe just to like wrap things up, what are my final thoughts? My final thoughts are I enjoyed it. There were some real ups and downs. I think I'm not sure... like, I think instinctually there were parts of the story where I was like questioning why the writers did what they did. For one thing, I felt like the beginning was a little bit long. I think I was understanding the point of it all fairly quickly and they didn't have to continue to... Yeah, they didn't have to make the beginning so long. There was a lot of very slow build up to the main meat of what was happening. And by beginning I do mean the part where it's like, you know, Poisson was getting flooded and like people were getting dissolved. I think the other part that I felt was a little bit weird was Paimon asking various Fontanians what they would do if everything were to go away. If everything was about to be flooded the next day. I guess like I think it just didn't particularly ring true to me. I think that's the part that I felt was a little bit weird. Or one of the parts is that I think if they had just recently in the past week had a flooding incident where various people died, I don't know if people's reactions would be so blasé to be like, okay, even if we die tomorrow, it's fine. Like, yeah, I'm sure there would still be people who think that way, but I think the overall energy of everything was a little bit maybe too normal. To me, that doesn't really ring true. Like, I think when people are in tragedy like that and when people have been scared of something happening for a very long time, I can understand that they would respond normally, but it's like even underneath the normalcy, there's like a feeling of there's a feeling of dread and worry, right? And there's like an underlying feeling of like things are not going well. There's a lot of tension underneath everything still, despite normal answers, which I guess like I didn't quite feel it at that part of the story. I think there was just like moments where I'm just like, Also the narwhal coming out of the blue was definitely a little bit like, oh, it was a narwhal the whole time? Okay. But yeah, overall though, some nice emotional beats were hit. Focalor was great. There were a lot of amazing moments in there. I love that the God of Justice deems that justice is returning power to the dragons. That's beautiful. I'm really into that. Love that Focalor basically schemed her way into getting Neuvillette to care about humans after hundreds of years, and thus ensuring that the Fontanians would survive. That was extremely cool. Loved seeing Farina and what she was going through. That little moment of like empathy was very nice. Yeah. Yeah. Overall, great enjoyment of the storyline. Storyline was good. It was good. I think it was a little bit shaky at some points. I definitely think some of the writing feels a little bit inconsistent in quality. I think I know this is like a common trope, but maybe this is just my own pet peeve. I personally am not super fond of when gods in fiction just talk really vaguely because that's just kind of how they behave, and I'm just like, I don't know if that doesn't quite make sense to me. Like, what exactly sets a god apart from people? Why do they talk so vaguely? Why do characters like Skirk talk so vaguely just to be vague, just because it's cool? I think strong writing is not being afraid to show your audience information, because you know that you have other things up your sleeve that can like wow the audience. So you don't like withhold obvious information or withhold like you're not shy to share information. So that to me is very strong writing. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's just like a trope that I happen to not like very much, so whenever that happened during this particular arc, I was like, oh, not again. Yeah, I guess like I don't find anything particularly cool about powerful characters that act vague and are self-serving and are seeking their own amusement and their own ideas of perfection without contributing to communities and without building relationships. I just think it's easy. Yeah, I just think it's easy for people to be that way. And like what's truly difficult and what's truly awe-inspiring is trying to get along with everyone, even the people that are difficult to get along with, and trying to build community, even though maybe you have thoughts about like, oh, like I have all this power and other people are weaker than me. Why am I sacrificing all this power for the sake of other people that are maybe doing less work than me? But like part of selfishness and part of building things is still like even though you're contributing more than other people, and even though like you're stronger than them and you don't have to do this, it's like, you know, still doing it anyways, even if it's aggravating. But anyways, that's just my thoughts. Yeah, anyways, long story short, loved Fontaine's story. That was very fun. Some characters and some moments I wasn't super sure about, but overall, great. There's a lot of great moments. A lot of fun little moments. Alright, now I wrap it up for sure this time. Next time we do Farina main story quest.